Hi, I'm Dean Register. Thank you for joining me in this journey of Holy Grit, the will to persevere. We're going to look at 8 Bible characters who had every reason to quit, every reason to just walk away and say to God, no mas, I can't do it, I'm toast. Bible characters like Abraham, Joseph, Caleb, Elijah, and in the New Testament, Mary and John the Baptist, as well as good old Simon Peter, one of my favorites, and then the Apostle Paul. But today we're going to start off with Abraham. And I want us to look at what it means to endure severe weight. I don't know if the waiting gene ever properly developed in the double helix of my DNA. I fidget, I drum my fingers, I pace. If waiting patiently is a virtue, then I have to confess, I'm often weak and defiant. And so I asked myself, how did an ancient nomad like Abraham endure those long, torturous years of waiting on God's promise and yet having a relentless faith through it all? Now, I know future historians would call Abraham the father of the faithful, and they would extol him for his holy risk-taking. But in fact, Abraham had a lot of chapters to his life, and he took some discouraging detours contrary to what God instructed for him to do. And obviously, God had to navigate him through that. We all do that sometimes. The waiting gnaws at our soul. It tempts us to go in a different direction. And certainly it did Abraham, because you may remember when God first told him that Sarah would conceive and have a child, he said, oh God, let Ishmael be the one. How ironic that we sometimes have a preference for the Ishmaels of our own making rather than the perfect plan of God. Thankfully, God's plan prevailed and Isaac came along, but you know the story. It's somewhere along the way, after all that waiting, God put him to a test. And I can imagine it tested every fiber in his soul, especially as he's trudging up that mountain with his son Isaac. And Isaac asked, Dad, where is the sacrificial lamb? So what we're going to do is we're going to dive into Abraham in this study, and I pray that you'll soak up all the blessings God has for you, because he takes all of us through his divine plan of weight training. And most of us have done some weight training with whether it's powerlifting or just staying fit with exercises, but God's got a weight training program too. It's called a WAIT program. I've been in it. I understand. So I hope you'll join me. I hope you'll be blessed by this and you'll find God's hand in your own season of waiting. God bless you.